Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. In our news bulletin at 7 o'clock, we brought you a story about tourism in the Western Cape. Now, according to Wesgro, the official tourism trade and investment promotion agency for Cape Town and the province, tourism figures for December 2015 suggest that the Western Cape experienced an even busier December than it did in 2014. Joining us from our Sea Point studios is Judy Lain. She's the head of marketing at Wesgro to tell us a little bit more. A very good morning and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. Judy, can you just start by telling us in which towns and regions you saw an increase in tourism numbers?
Well, overall, we saw about a 10,000 increase in numbers for international tourists to the Western Cape and about a 40,000 increase in visitors in domestic tourism. One of the towns that really saw a great increase was Knysna, which saw a 43% increase in accommodation revenue. And then the little town of Stanford in the Cape Overberg saw over 5,000 people in one day to one of their festivals.
My word. And how sustainable is that? Because it's wonderful over December, but if these smaller little towns are going to try and really capitalize on it, open up new B&Bs, then they need to know that the tourism is sustainable.
Well, demand is very important. So from a Wesgro perspective, what we do is we create a very highly desirable location for people to visit. And what the towns are doing, which is really smart, is they're busy building events, and events attract people. So in winter, they've got a lot of events going on. They're focusing on cycling, food and wine, a lot of the strong drivers that people are traveling for. So that's how the towns are making it sustainable.
Are there any other new trends and new markets that have been opening up?
Well, there are three big trends we're seeing at the moment. The one is around social sharing platforms such as Airbnb, and this is opening a whole new type of traveller coming into the Western Cape. Another important thing is we're seeing globally the main purpose for travel is around food, and I think we're really lucky in the Western Cape. Each of our 5 regions and city have such unique food offerings, and then of course the main message now and the main way of communicating is around video, and this has been driven by platforms such as Periscope.
Okay, so where the stomach goes, the feet will follow.
Absolutely, and I think it's amazing. Every traveller has to eat, and food is such an indicator of your culture and where you're from and your history, so it's such a wonderful reason to travel.
You mentioned the Overberg region. You didn't, however, mention Gansbaai. It's the overall winner of the African Responsible Tourism Award. What is the criteria used and how important is responsible tourism?
Responsible tourism is a guiding principle to everything that Wesgro does, and it's about making a better place for people to live and a better place for people to visit. So what Gansbaai did really well is, as a community, they came together. So from private sector in terms of products and experiences, the local community and the local municipality, they said, how can we negate the negative impacts in terms of economic, environmental and social impacts of tourism on a town? And as a unit and as a community, they've changed that.
What are the plans that you guys have put in place for this year to ensure that tourism continues to grow?
Well, there's 3 big things that we're doing. The first thing is around accessibility, and it's really important. The more planes we get to fly direct here, the more visitors we get. So within Wesgro, we've got the Air Access Team, which is a joint venture between the City of Cape Town, the Western Cape Government, AXA, Cape Town Tourism and ourselves at Wesgro. And this team's sole purpose is landing more direct flights or increasing the capacity, which is very exciting. We also are looking at how we can create a highly desirable destination, and for that we're partnering with the likes of National Geographic. We're doing a huge amount around food, and we're really just driving the awareness of the province internationally and locally.
When you say driving awareness, how are you doing that?
So we look at it slightly different. We don't do the traditional big TV ads and stuff like that. We look at how do we partner, say, with the National Geographic, who's got a reach of over 40 million people on their social platforms. So how do we get them here and get their photographers and storytellers to tell our story for us? We work a lot with journalists. We work a lot with the travel trade. So it really is getting people to tell our story for us, which is incredibly credible and authentic.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. That's Judy Lain from Wesgro. She's the head of marketing there, and obviously they're doing something right because they've seen an increase in the number of visitors that have gone down to Cape Town and to the Western Cape province over December. Numbers: 100,000 international tourists and 40,000 local tourists over that period. So they're just chatting about what they've been able to do and how they plan on making it sustainable. It's